If we want our children to grow their independence, then there are things that we need to stop doing for them. Hi, I'm Brett, a parent and teacher who wants all kids to grow to be their best. And to do so, here are 10 things to stop doing for your school-age child. Number 1, stop packing and making their lunch. This is a wonderful opportunity for kids to take control of their own lives and have some responsibility. They can make sandwiches, cut up fruit and veg, select things that are healthy, and pack it all in our lunchbox. Even 4 and 5-year-olds can do most of this, and seeing how proud they are of themselves makes it worth the extra time this will take. Number 2, stop doing up their shoelaces. This should be mainly for those kids starting school, but in my career, I've seen students taller than their parents, standing still while said parent kneels on the ground as service a wandering lace. But seriously, this should not be the job of the teacher to constantly be doing up shoelaces. In my opinion, parents have 2 options. Either spend the time to teach them, or if this is too hard, invest in shoes with Velcro. Personally, the idea that I might have to do up the shoelace attached to a 5-year-old boy who has just walked out of the bathroom looking rather proud that he's starting to get the hang of standing while urinating gets the stomach churning like a sandwich that's been found in a locker a term after it was made. Number 3, stop carrying their bags for them. Yes, even the little ones. Apart from a lunchbox, and I know some of these can get ridiculously complicated and large, what else is there for students to carry? Maybe a jumper or a spare pair of underwear? Most, if not all, students are capable of carrying the bag, so make it part of their job as a student straight away. And who doesn't want to see the cuteness that is a giant backpack bought to last until they get married, being carried by a tiny 4 or 5-year-old? It's priceless. Number 4, stop doing their homework for them. I know everyone is time poor, they didn't tell you it was due until the night before, it requires making something, or it might need a bunch of research. But none of this is ever an excuse to do it for them. And yes, writing while they talk is doing it for them. Our complete involvement should be encouraging, guiding, and possibly providing feedback. I know how hard it is to see someone struggle and want to jump in and try and take away the obvious pain on their face. But trust me, this can be some of the greatest learning they do. They might not quite know what to do, so this is a chance to speak to their teacher about it. Or they've left it until the last minute, so this will give them a chance to reflect and learn about time management. Or they might be prioritising other activities over the tasks that they need to complete for school. And then they will have to suffer whatever consequences this may bring. All important lessons. Number 5, stop driving them to school when you live within walking distance. This is something that I'm still guilty of, even though I know how valuable it is as an easy way to get moving first thing in the morning, or for older kids having the independence and be given the trust to navigate getting to and from school by themselves. Number 6, stop intervening in minor issues that might be happening at school. All kids come home from school and whinge about the person they have to sit next to, the kids that were too rough on the sports field, that people did not wait their turn at the canteen, or the ridiculous group they were put into for a project. These issues and others like them are the types of things that kids need to be left to navigate, deal with, and come up with solutions on their own. Absolutely, we should be talking to our kids and giving them advice and suggestions as to what they can do. But we shouldn't be ringing the school or causing an issue at the first sign of a little discomfort. Sometimes this takes some practice to realise that what is happening might not be as serious as first seems. And of course, if anything dangerous, illegal, or something is consistently affecting your child's right to learn and be safe, then it is our job to step in. Number 7, stop telling kids about your negative experiences at school. Your children watch and copy the way that you act more closely than you think. Parenting is stressful, and there are so many things to think about. But one thing that affects your kids' attitude towards their learning at school is how they listen to you talk about your own school experiences. Now, I'm not telling you to lie, but the effect of constantly talking about how you were no good at maths when you were at school, as an example, has such a detrimental effect on the way they think about the subject and their learning overall. My advice, would be to keep it positive by talking about how even when we find things that are tricky, everyone can learn with effort and practice. Number 8. Stop letting them have random days off. Now, this is not everyone's experience, but I've seen more and more students missing days off of school for unnecessary or no real reason at all. I've had parents tell me that their child had the day off because they needed a rest day. It was their birthday, they were feeling anxious, or they needed a bonding day with their child. I don't say this to be harsh, but every day off affects a child's learning, and we should be looking to minimise days off at all costs, with the exception of illness and serious circumstances. Because when a student misses a day off of school, they not only miss the learning from that day, but the learning that connects to that in the days afterwards. This can compound greatly when multiple days off are had, especially when they're in close proximity. This also holds true for late arrivals and early pickups. Number 9. Stop scheduling too many organised activities. Having young people be picked up from their longest compulsory organised activity, school, to then be immediately whisked off to multiple sports, music, dance, scouts, and the other myriad activities that are offered for our kids throughout the week, must be exhausting for everyone. It's extremely important to be involved in teams and other communities, but it's the amount that's concerning. We've become so used to saying yes to every opportunity that's put in our view from our parenting peers or the children themselves, that the moments that we get standing around with the other parents watching our children do these activities, we inevitably discuss how busy we are. Yet, we do nothing about it. It might be because we have guilt around making sure our kids have every opportunity, or we just started getting involved and it got away from us. What is important to understand though, is that children having time for free play or to be bored without adults intervening is crucially important. It allows them time to think, be creative, and learn problem-solving skills with and without other children. And the more of this, the better. Number 10. Stop comparing your child to others. Your kid has their own set of things they'll be good at. Things they'll find challenging and will develop at a different rate to everyone around them. Comparing your child to other kids around them, as natural and easy as this is to do, only leads to negativity. Whether this materialises concern, worry, or over-competitiveness, especially in early life, there is no reason to focus on what everyone else is doing. My mantra at school around this is, think about where you are now and what we can do to help you move forward. This is all about focusing on improvement instead of achievement. Now, not to be delusional, I understand that as kids get older, making sports teams, getting into universities, and getting jobs is all about comparing themselves to each other and being ranked against others. But I could argue that if a child has an improvement or growth mindset ingrained in them, then this will probably give them a competitive edge later in life, and the results will take care of themselves. So there you have it, 10 things to stop doing for your school-age child. Thank you for watching, and if you like this video, then you'll probably also like this one I made about how we might be keeping our kids under constant surveillance.